So here at night two, were you able to make it out last night?
Yeah, I came last night. Yeah, we pulled up last night.
So you've been coming to the Rumph since 2009.
Yeah, I started in 09. That was the, I think it was a Mark Tyndall MVP year. Yeah. And, you know, I came and I loved the energy around it. And then, like I said, I started getting into Danny Rumph's story because I didn't know him prior. But I started getting into his story and learning that he had cardiomyopathy and collapsed on the court. And I found out in 2017 I had cardiomyopathy. Wow. So, you know, later on I kind of got more serious about, you know, just my health and everything. Like, a lot of people don't know I've lost 200 pounds. So, you know, cardiomyopathy is no joke. Trust me. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that. And also, I'm with you. The two people up here, you and me, have HCM, and this is an incredible event for people. Can you kind of put it into words? The realization, you meet these people, you see what they represent and what they put out there and the impact they have on people.
Yeah, so like I said, I started in 09 and I started out, I was up here. Now I'm VIP and get to sit down on the floor. I've met Mike and everything. But I just love the fact that it brings the city together and having to where you can come here and you can see NBA level talent and they're mixing with guys who play down at the pit, down Parkside, down South Philly, to see that energy and they're showing up really like, I'm not playing, like I'm not joking. This isn't like, oh, my summer, no. I'm coming out here and really trying to hurt you. And it's like, that's kind of cool to watch, you know what I mean? So, like I said, I love the Rumph no matter what's going on. I'm always going to come to the Rumph. I'm always going to be a fan of it. Mike has shown us nothing but love throughout the year, so I'm a big fan for life. You know what I mean?
They do an incredible job. NBA guys out on the floor, college guys, it's unbelievable.
And seeing it grow every year. You got to remember, this is like Philadelphia's premier summer tournament now. You know, you got the Dykeman in New York. You got, what's the one in LA? It's I can't think of the name of it. But you got tournaments all over the country. This has become Philadelphia's like premier summer league game. So for these 4 or 5 days every year, nothing like it. You know what I mean?
And if you talk to guys that have been here since 2006 when it started, they had the reversible jerseys.
Oh,
it was nowhere near the value it's at today of all these teams and all this talent.
You see just the energy from around the city, the sponsorships, the commercials, everything. It's geared towards getting the people here and come here. So it's a good job.
And now for you, let's get into your podcast, the realest podcast ever. Can you tell me what you do, how often you put it out, and really what you get into on there?
So we started in 2017. My friend Chad's coming up next. He's down there being fake important. But we would have these conversations, and he was like, yo, we need to record this. We need to put this out. I was like, okay. And we recorded our first episode January 17, 2017, and it just took off. And next thing I know, we were talking to the mayor. We were talking to the owner of the Sixers. We were talking to Chris and Irv Gotti. Rest in peace, Irv Gotti. We were talking to all these different people. Dr. Umar, you name them. We didn't have them on the show. So it's like, I look back, sometimes we done got citations from the city, awards from Hennessy, all these different things. And I'm just like, damn, all right, cool. Like, so yeah, it's been pretty dope.
Well, that's how you know you're making an impact, because I feel like so many people think, well, we should make this conversation into a podcast, but you're making these conversations so worthwhile, you're getting the access to these types of people.
We really from Philly. Like, I'm really from Southwest Philadelphia. I really got a big 215 tattoo to my arm. Like, we really Philadelphians. And when you sit and watch the news, the papers, social media about Philadelphia, 99 times out of 100, it's some negative BS.
It's negative,
you know what I mean? It's something just showing us and our city in a terrible light. So we kind of decided, yo, let's highlight the business owners. Let's talk to Barb, who owns Tasties. Let's talk to Devin Milan, who does fashion. Let's talk to Jordan Harris, who's from South Philly, who's the state appropriations chair. He's literally handling the budget for the state of Pennsylvania. This is a dude who went to Bartram and is from South Philly. So we kind of took it upon ourselves to just be that voice for positivity amongst our culture in the city. And it works.
Yeah, as someone that lives here, I appreciate it, because you're right. The outside world has so many negative things to say. And there's so many positives, including the Rumph Classic. Now I want to get back. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, you don't realize at times the impact that people are making and the things. One of my best friends, big supporter of the podcast, Kevin Hart Jr., he's actually coming here. He's a lawyer. He was a former district attorney in Philadelphia. Now he's a partner at Ross Feller Casey, one of the biggest law firms in the city. And it's like, he's from 58th Street. Been through a bunch of it's like that, like seeing people like that, they don't get the highlight. But they'll show you the dude who's acting a fool and running amok up and down the street. So it's like, that became our thing. Like, let's highlight the people from our culture who are doing dope shit around our culture. So.
And have you been able to connect on the podcast with anyone from the Rumph Classic? Kind of get that?
Oh, we've had
connection?
Mike on.
Yeah.
Pastor Carl, Jermaine Dolly, David Gold. He's the chief, I can't think of the term, but he works for the Sixers. He's one of their big executives now, David Gold. to the Rumph every year. People see me like, yo, I love the pod. Y'all my favorite podcast. So nothing but love here all the time. You know
Absolutely,
what I mean?
yeah. So now we've talked about your impact. I want to get a bit deeper into the Rumph's impact with what they do with their foundation. What is it like seeing the work they do off the floor? We know what they're able to do, but now getting defibrillators into rec centers around Philadelphia, getting youth heart screenings for free, it's unbelievable.
Again, we from Philadelphia. We all know Hank Gather's story. We all know Danny Rumph's story. So it's like, again, I remember when I found out I had cardiomyopathy, I kept getting short of breath, just out of nowhere. Like I would be doing nothing, and I'd feel this tightness. And I finally, I hate to say it, but we have a tendency to not go to the doctor when we're supposed to. And that's another big one that we got serious about on the podcast. So I went to my doctor, and they did an EKG. And he came out and was like, you got cardiomyopathy. That's the reason why you're experiencing that. And that was when I decided, all right, you know what? I'm going to start eating better. I'm going to start working out. And like I said, when I started, I was 5'17", and you figure I'm 284 right now.
Wow.
So I've lost 230 pounds. So, as you get older, you got to be more intentional about what you eat, what you drink, leaving the alcohol alone. And again, we got a smoking craze now with the vaping. It's like, you're not smoking cigarettes, but it's still...
smoking,
Right. So, we just have to be more intentional because a lot of us at 40 still tend to act like we're 19. And as you get older, you get these ailments, you get these conditions. You got to be serious about it because, bad things can happen in a blink of an eye. So.
Yeah, and you're a model journey for people to watch and that they can put into their own lifestyles in general. But also, you see these athletes out here, you often hear these terrible stories of these young athletes just dropping. That's why these screenings are so important that the Rumph Classic can provide.
I mean, to be honest, we don't do enough of it. And that's why you got to give the Rumph Foundation credit for making these screenings a thing, getting these defibrillators out there because you never know in a tragedy, God forbid, something can happen here.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the reason they're so intentional about having EMT and the nurses and all that, just cause. So it's like, that's another thing with us in our community. People kind of take it upon themselves to say, oh, I woke up, I'm good.
That's just not how it is.
That's not how it works. You have to go in there and get those tests done. And you'll be surprised, those tests will catch something early. Shout out my pop. They found out my dad had colon cancer early and were able to get it out just from going in and get a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
You have to go get them tests done.
Go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor, I promise you. If you got the right card, it's like $25. Like, go to the doctor. Like, seriously. Straight up. I can't stress that enough.
It's very important. And before I let you go, you've come to the Rumph 16 years. Do you have any memories that stick out to you over these 16 years, whether it's a player, whether it's an event that happened, that anything stick out to you?
The James Harden year was one of them ones. Seeing him and Malik Wayne going at it was excellent. Twin, both of them, remember they won the MVP together that year.
Twins,
I'm like, how they just what? But just all in all, I love coming here, and because I might not get to see a lot of these people for the whole year, because we all have different lives, and people are all over the place. My two best friends, one works in Abu Dhabi, the other one works in Vegas. So they're all over the place. Rumph weekend, they here.
Everyone's here.
So that's another one where it's like being able to just see this person. They might see you in a couple, how you been? And that, it's become family.
Yeah.
That's how it's become.
It's really special.
So I love coming here.
So now we're here. This is day 2. We had the first 4 games yesterday. These two teams, it's Rumph Center taking on Rec Sick. The loser is out.
Right.
The winner moves on. So much talent out on the floor. Is there any team that you've kind of liked watching, or any player that you've liked watching from the last day?
Quade is from my neighborhood. So a lot of people don't know that. He's originally from Penrose.
Okay.
So I know his parents. I remember when Calipari came to the hood to talk to him. It was like a big deal. People was like, yo, Calipari in Penrose. I'm like, is he at the park? They're like, no, he at Quade House. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I always root for him. FOE, of course, it's like, you don't know who. Is that Michael Jordan? They're like, you never know with FOE what's going to happen with them. So it's like, they're always interesting to see. But Quade is my man. I always root for Rec 6 because of him.
Well, Matt, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate your time, and enjoy the rest of the Rumph.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we will continue on here at day 2 of the Rumph Classic. We can take that headset from you and pass it along. We got more guests coming.
I see Chuck coming up.
We've got more coming. Again, Matt from the Realist Podcast. We really appreciate it as we continue on here at the live show on night 2 of the Rumph Classic, and the guests, they just keep on pouring in. Up next, we've got Chuck Ellis coming on. Take a look here at Game 2. It's the Rumph Center leading by 2, 46-44, 13 minutes to go. And Chuck, here's your headset. Got caught on the box there. We're all good. Chuck, thank you so much. My name's Luke. It's very nice to meet you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome. So, Chuck, I want to ask you, I've been asking everybody, what was your introduction to the Rumph? How did you learn about the Rumph for the first time, whenever that was?
Wow. That's a lot of years ago. Just being in a basketball community, playing in different leagues, and after Danny passed, they wanted to get together and do something, in memory of Danny. So, it started off as, homegrown, and, the basketball community is spread, and by everybody being connected and having love for Danny, everybody came together that first year, and it just, matriculated, kept rolling after that.
And I want to ask you about the growth you've seen, whether it's the amount of fans coming or the venues or the players out on the floor from 2006 to now. This is the 20th annual. I mean, where have you seen the most growth, or just the growth in general?
It's been wild to see it grow. It's actually been like seeing a baby grow up. I've been in it from the beginning, from the very first few years, and it had just got too large for Mallory, and it became a big deal.
Yeah.
So you had to get bigger venues, but to see, it start off so small, and then, just pack out Mallory, and then after that, you go from, gym, some of the biggest gyms in the city, Arcadia, LaSalle, Community College, now at Drexel, just go to bigger venues, and we've seen some of the largest crowds in the city outside of where the Sixers play at the Rumph Classic.
Yeah.
You could say that the Rumph Classic Monday nights, Thursday nights, and Monday nights is probably equivalent to like a crowd-wise, like a Villanova game, or a Temple game, or a LaSalle versus St. Louis game, or something like that. So the Rumph Classic has had some of the biggest crowds in the city.
Yeah, and it's had some big names out on the floor. I know you're a part of that. You train with some NBA guys, Lou Will, James Harden. Can you talk about why it's so important for a pro-am like this that continues to grow to get some of those high-level pro guys out on the floor to bring all these people out?
Well, first and foremost, let's not forget what the purpose of it is for. The purpose is to keep Danny's name alive, one, and also to bring awareness and to save lives. And outside of basketball, the Rumph Classic has done that. They do the different defibrillators, in the community centers, and they bring people together. They give out
the heart screenings, the youth heart screenings. Yeah.
You come in, you get your heart screened, so you won't be fall victim to that you can learn early about any condition that you may have. So first and foremost, that it's serving its purpose for what it's about. And then outside of that, when it comes to the Rumph Classic, as far as the basketball portion, guys coming together, and for me, it's more of a fellowship. After those two things, it's more of a fellowship in the basketball community in Philly. You see guys that you may have played against, you see guys that you may have watched, you see guys that you may have, has came up after you. It's just a big fellowship, and to bring those big names out, it starts with the Twins, because they're homegrown and they're Philly pros. Kyle Lowry, those guys that come back and help out and come back and be a part in the community events is really special. And then after those, now you bring your bigger names: James Harden, John Wall, Bobby Portis, Jason Tatum. Those guys have came throughout the years. Quinn Cook has came. You see a lot of pros. Jalen Brunson has played. You could go on and on and on and on. Iverson, when he's in town, he always makes his business to come and show up. piece on piece. Like, we've had, pro after pro after pro, especially starting with the Philadelphia community, come back and be a part of this, and that's major.
And I think that's what makes it so special. You get all those guys in here, then that'll draw in more people, and then they learn about the background, and it all kind of works together in that way.
So you see, the other pros that's outside of the city see that the pros that's inside of the city support it. So yeah, now they come to support it. You know what I mean? So it starts there, because if the pros in your own hometown don't support it, then other pros won't support it. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to those guys that come back, and support, especially the ones that come year after year after year and support.
And now for you, you're still obviously all around basketball, still in it, an assistant coach over at UMES. Can you talk to me about where your love for coaching came from? Because I think it's easy for some people to have a love for the sport, but not necessarily to teach it. For you, you're training, you're teaching, you're coaching. Where does that love come from
so
for you?
My love came from me wanting to be a part of the game after the ball stopped for me. I wasn't that good to play pro basketball, so me still having the love for the game and wanting to be a part of it. And also, just coming up under my mentor, John Harnett, and seeing how he carried himself and learning from him day in and day out, gave me the love and passion to want to be a coach, because I like to, have an effect on people and help people, reach their goals on and off the court. So everybody's not going to make it to the NBA, but if you can make an impact in someone's life and help them, be a great citizen and be able to get a good job and take care of their family, that's success also.
Yeah. Success
is not only basketball, related. You can be successful outside of basketball also.
And that's an important mindset nowadays, especially with all of the NIL talk. Players deserve their money that they make, but also it is about keeping things in perspective and what is important as you go along with life. And I just want to say you will have a fan in me. I was one of the broadcasters for UMES last year for every home game. So you've got a fan in me. Wow. I'll be checking in along the way.
I hope so, because last year, we didn't even have a summer last year. We got the job late. We just finished. I just came home, so I just got off the road and came home. We just finished our 5-week summer program where guys took summer classes for summer 2, and we practiced and was in the weight room. And I'm very excited about this group of guys that Coach Hill put together. I'm very excited, and I think we'll be a lot better. And we're going to shock some teams this year.
Good. I'm looking forward to it.
We have a really big schedule, but I think we're going to shock some teams this year.
Awesome. Now, before I let you go, back to the Rumph, do you have any favorite memory that sticks out to you, or maybe a couple memories, if it's too hard to get one, that sticks out to you of all your time following and being a part of the Rumph?
My favorite all-time memory is in Meli. I'm not sure if it was a championship game or elimination game, and I think the game was tied, and it was maybe about 10 seconds on the clock, and and I forget who it was, I think it was Marty Collins, but it might have been someone else. Once he crossed half court with the basketball, and it was holding the basketball for the last shot, everybody around the gym filled the other half of the court. So it became a half-court basketball game for that last possession. Wow. If someone would have got a steal, they wouldn't have been able to go down the lane. There's nowhere to go because the court was cut off. That's my all-time favorite memory. Outside of that, I have about 2 or 3 championships. Team Chuck Ellis workouts, as well as Show Your Love. Me and Uncle Wayne that works for the Rumph. We put together a team with Murray Spates leading that team, so we have a championship with that team. So I have about 2 or 3 championships also. Nice. So outside of that all-time memory of Meli, I think my championships is my second favorite.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Best of luck this season, and thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, as Game 1 continues to roll on here at the Rumph Live Show on night 2. As you look behind, it's the Rumph Center ahead 61-59. Just 5 minutes left in our opening game. The losing team is eliminated. The winning team moves on. We just had Chuck Ellis, and we already heard from Matt from the Realest Podcast Ever. So let's get into our man Chad, who's coming onto the floor as well, as we will get someone else here on to the live show here at day 2 of the Rumph Classic. Classic. It's been such a great time as we have our second guest here of the night. We continue to roll on here on the live show. Once again, Luke Meli with you all for day 2 of 5 at the 20th Annual Rumph Classic. And now we've got Mar Mason. So, Mar, thank you so much for coming on. We'll get Chad later on. It's nice to meet you. I'm Luke. And thank you so much for coming on. How's your experience been so far here at the Rumph Classic?
The Rumph Classic, man, it's always great. Been coming up here for some years, and my first real experience was having a Czech Rock League team, or Czech Rock team, and in 2023, 2 years ago. So, I mean, that was fun, man.
Now, it's been so special, and even across since 2023, it continues to grow in venue, talent on the floor, the entire product itself. What have you seen growth-wise from the Rumph Classic since you've been around it?
Man, just the pros. You know what I mean? Keeping it authentic how they always do. Like I mentioned before, I've always been a fan. I've always been coming up here and being connected within the basketball community, but just working with all levels of play, you know what I mean, from pros all the way down to the college players and some of the high school players that come up you've seen over the years, and now they're end up playing in the Rumph, which they used to be in the stands, you know, watching these guys. So that's always, you know, that's always a plus. It's a domino effect. You know what I mean? You got kids out there today, right now. They sitting up there watching, they like, I'm gonna be out there one day.
It's special. You get all these fans out for some high-level basketball, and then the more people you bring in, you learn the background behind the Rumph Classic. And Danny Rumph, who unfortunately passed away from cardiac arrest over 20 years ago, that was the beginning of the Rumph Classic. Can you talk about the impact you've seen off the floor on what they're able to do, getting the defibrillators into the rec centers, giving the youth the heart screenings, just how important it all is to make the best out of a terrible situation?
I think it's very important, man. That kind of touches home, actually. A kid from back home, from Delaware, he actually moved down Florida. He moved down Florida. Playing school basketball down there. And actually, you know, I think it was either AAU tournament this past summer, but he actually, like, collapsed. Like, it was early in the summer, you know, so he had to go through, you know, which he's good now, which is a good thing. He's back home. He's doing real good, but it's very important to have them. You know, it's very important because I don't want to say it's becoming common, but it's becoming common to the point where, I remind players, because I work with players, I train players, taking care, I understand some of it is natural, but just taking care of your body. You know what I mean? Taking care of your body, not putting too much on it. So it's very important, man. It's very important.
We were talking about it earlier. Go to the doctor if you're ever feeling anything. They know. They will do what you need. But, of course, so now I want to get into Czech Rock. Can you tell me a little bit about that and how it started, your involvement, and where it is today?
Man, that's a long story, man. I'll be going all day. But I'm 10 years in. You know, I'm 10 years in, actually, this August. So that's a huge accomplishment. You know what I mean? It's just been consistency over the years, like real consistency. But started off with training, of course, and I started off with a showcase where I brung a lot of top players from the area, as far as like Delaware, Philly, Jersey, to actually my home park in Wilmington, Delaware. So they didn't know where they was at, but they was safe. And they put on a show for the neighborhood. They put on a show. And in 2016, I started my first league. So that league had 8 teams, and then we had 80 players from all areas. I think we had one team from Philadelphia. And they ended up playing in the championship against one of the Wilmington teams. And I mean, no disrespect to Philly, man. You know, it's all love, but they lost. But it's really over the years. It's just been growing because I always want to provide that. I always want to provide that platform, another great platform for the kids, for exposure. You know what I mean? I see it as player development as well. You know, when you're playing in school, you got kind of a tighter leash. Your coach, you know, you might be playing in the system, but Czech Rock League isn't like that at all. Like, these kids get to find out who they are as a player and who they're becoming. So I didn't see players like really develop into a player and gain that confidence within Czech Rock League, you know, coming from that AAU season, because I started in August, and you know, they start going off in their regular season with their school. So it's all about development, man. But I do a lot of stuff, man, within the community, and it's just been great, man. It's just been growing, and I've been connected to dots, just like, you know, coming up here with Danny Rumph, you know what I mean? So all the guys I met up here, and these guys know me, and it's just been a great experience, you know what I mean, throughout the years.
So where does your love for helping develop these kids come from? Because a lot of people, they can just love basketball and then they're done playing and that's it. For you, you're still in that basketball world, developing these kids, helping them gain that confidence. Where did that come from for you to want to get started?
I think it's because I was a player, and I think it's more of, you know, as we grow and as we get older, we gain knowledge. So I will always want to pass something down to the younger generation. And if they want it bad enough, I always remind them, listen, man, I know a lot of kids say they want to go to the NBA and they want to be pros, but you got to show that every day. And I don't think they understand how important that is. Like, you can't teach work ethic. You can't teach work ethic. So my thing is just more being like inspirational, motivational, towards my community, towards the area, and just letting kids know it's possible. I don't work with a lot of kids in Philly. I don't work with a lot of kids in Jersey. Like I said, these kids grow up, they end up going to college. They come down to some of my runs, you know, that I hold at the field house. So, and that's the college pro runs. But it's all about seeing them grow. And I've been seeing these kids grow from middle school to high school all the way to college.
Yeah.
You know, and fortunately, if they are fortunate enough, they end up being a pro. Any type of pro. It doesn't matter if you're NBA or overseas, but you're a professional. So that's kind of that's kind of why I do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love to see everybody grow.
It's special. There needs to be more people like you in the basketball world. As we look behind us, we got a 1-point game with 7 seconds left. Let's see if we get a buzzer beater here. 5 seconds left.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh, the crowd going crazy.
It's a double elimination event. Both these teams lost yesterday, so they are playing for their Rumph Classic lives. You've got a timeout on the floor. Now, before I let you go, you can get to watch this finish. Do you have any favorite memories of coming and watching the Rumph and just being around it in any game, whether it's a player or it's a game or just a year?
Man.
Anything stand out to you?
Like I said, man, when I got my real experience here 2023, 2 years ago, you know, we put the Czech Rock team in. We had a lot of pro guys from Delaware. We didn't have all our guys, so I want to remind everybody we didn't have all our guys, but yeah, man, like my little brother, man, Bones Highland, man, he put on a show. You know what I mean? He came through. Eric Ayala, Mikey Dixon. We had a lot of guys. We had one of the guys from up in the area, but he's real close to us too. Isaiah Brockington. So we had him on the team. We had some of the twins, but it was just a great experience overall, man. I loved it. Like I said, I come to Danny Rumph every year, man. They already know they got my support, man. I always get their support. So I'm just like, you know, I'm fortunate of that, man. I'm very thankful.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate your time, and
thank you.
Have fun the rest of the weekend.
No,
yes,
most
sir.
definitely, man.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, so that was Mar Mason. As we still have just 2.6 seconds on the clock here for our first game of the second day here at the 5-day Rumph Classic. Hello, we've got Chad now. Chad, it's nice to meet you. I'm Luke. Thank you for coming on. We've got a great game behind us. We've got a 1-point game with 2 seconds left.
The crowd was mad about that call, Rec 6 with that that turnover. They ain't like it too much.
Yes, it's the Rumph Center up 67-61. They have the ball. We'll get you there if it's needed. But for now, Chad, I want to focus on you.
Cool.
Where did your journey start with coming to the Rumph Classic? And where did you learn about it, and how long have you been watching?
I got familiar with the Rumph probably around 2012, 2013. Started coming to the games back when I was a promoter. A lot of my friends was from Germantown, Mount Airy, stuff like that. And they all would talk about the Rumph.
Yeah.
I was always like a Parkside guy. Like we had the summer tournaments, Parkside, stuff like that. So during my formative years, that was like our things with basketball, Parkside, Myers, Sherwood, things like that. We never really ventured uptown too much to go to the tourneys, but I started coming to the games, fell in love with it. Just saw the energy, especially especially like, you know, the championship games, stuff like that, it gets intense. Like, and it brings some real ballers out too. So it's a heightened level of some of the pro-am tournaments that go on in the city.
It's a perfect pro-am. So you talk to some of the guys that were here from the very beginning. They say you couldn't even see the sidelines because the fans were so pressed up.
People would be literally like this, like sitting down, feet back, because the refs are like, yo, get back, get back, get back. So no, it's definitely like an electric environment. And you know, as the competition gets heated, guys start jockeying for position, trying to see who's going to win, knockout rounds and stuff like that. It gets there.
It's a whole lot of fun.
Yes,
it's
indeed.
Phenomenal. And they also, the best part about bringing these crowds in is they can show off their message and why we do this in the first place and why the Rumph Classic is important. Can you talk about kind of the impact you've seen with what the Rumph Classic is able to do? They're able to get these heart screenings for free for kids around Philadelphia and adding these defibrillators into the rec centers to help kids and save the next bright star. That's the slogan here at the Rumph Classic.
Absolutely.
How important is it?
I've seen the tournament grow from being just about basketball to being completely encompassing about community in the city and philanthropy and the give back and having tentacles that extend to, you know, the art shows and all of the different give backs that go on, you know, throughout the year. Even just like the media mechanism that you guys have built in terms of, you know, being able to do stuff like this and live stream and reach so many people and spread the message and, you know, help kids cut their teeth with technical skills and stuff like that as far as like live streaming, film production. There's so many different tentacles that the Rumph has that is just like, it's very, very impressive operation. And when we sat down and talked to Mike Morag last year on our podcast, we talked about that, and I just kept bringing it up. I'm like, yo, the media operation that you built out, especially with a lot of volunteer works, because people just believe in the overall message is extremely impressive.
It's so important. That's why all of us are here. The ones you can't see behind the camera, us here on the camera. That shot was for the win. It is no good. The Rumph Center stays alive. They stay in their own tournament.
Yes, indeed.
68-66 win there, moving on. But I want to continue and go into your podcast, the Realist Podcast. Can you tell me more about it and how it got started on your end?
Yeah, we started that in 2017, January 2017. We aired our first episode. I just basically was inspired by a few podcasts that were out there at the time, Combat Jack, Juan Epstein, and Taxstone. And I was just kind of like, I think we can do this. Like, you know, was inspired by three friends, me, my good friend Rob, who now works, Raheem Palmer, who now works for The Ringer with Spotify, and my co-host, Matt Kane. So we just basically started a conversation as an extension of like our group chat. We put our first episode out. We had like 17,000 listeners. I thought the numbers were wrong. I'm like, this can't be real. And by the time our fifth episode went around, it was called Migos for President. We went viral. We had like 800,000 listeners on that episode, and it just took on a life of its own. So, you know, since then, it's been a cool ride. It's been 8.5 years now. I can't believe it. Thank you. Yeah, we played the first Roost Picnic podcast stage. We've toured independently. We've done like 18 or 19 live shows, you know, between Philly, Delaware, New York, DC, all over the place. And we've, you know, gone all around the country doing content and spreading this message. Had great people like Spike Lee on the show, Killer Mike, all types of people. So it's been a very, very cool ride.
Now, this might be an impossible question to answer, but do you have a favorite episode or guest you've had on over these 8.5 years?
My favorite, it is tough on an aggregate, but one stands out because of the relationship that it formed after. We had former Mayor Michael Nutter on the show, and that episode really helped us show a lot of people that were like detractors of his, a different side of him, show like the human side, the West Philly Mike side of it all, and we became great friends after that. And he's like become a real, like a strong mentor and advocate for us. You know, he's in New York. You know, he's teaching at Columbia University, and people like, I saw you on the Realist Podcast, like just the most like obscure thing for a guy that literally was like the president of the Mayor's Council for the entire country of America, and people are recognizing him from our show. So that is probably the most fun, most rewarding, and the most long-lasting relationship we built from doing content with somebody.
That's special stuff. Congratulations.
Yes.
I know it is hard to have something, one, pick up that much steam, and then keep that steam for so many years.
Absolutely.
So what's kind of been the key for you guys? What's keep it going and just keep it so strong for so long?
I'm loyal to my audience. Like, whether we have 300 people listening or 300,000, I'm just loyal to the audience and the people that gave us a shot when, you know, it was like a dream at that point, and just kind of like a hobby, and it's turned into a business. Like, you know, we're able to, you know, feed our families from this thing. We're able to, you know, help people get their messages out there, whether they're in business, whether they're in Absolutely.
Yeah.
James Harden at LaSalle, hands down. It showed the difference in level of an MVP caliber NBA player and really, really great. Because all the guys that play at the Rumph are amazing.
Yes.
But when an NBA MVP walks on the court, you see the clear difference. And it was so effortless. He was going at like 0.25 speed, and he literally scored 52, 48, whatever it was. But it's just burned in my head, and I was like literally second row up close, and I watched every single bucket, every pass, every rebound, every move, every hezzy, and it was demoralizing for the other team.
Yeah, it's special. I mean, even the first year NBA guys that we see out here, you could already see they're on a different level. You get an MVP out there, that's unbelievable.
Colin Gillespie last year blew my mind. Blew my mind. How he was able to just pick his spot and get there every time. And whether it was P&R, jump shot, make a move, get to the basket. Like he was just doing whatever he wanted as like an undersized guard. And it really made me look out for him as like a guy that I root for now when I'm watching the NBA.
That's awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
The impact you make in this community, and thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you so much.
Cool. So we will continue on here at night 2 of the Rumph podcast as we continue our guest list, as we continue to roll things along. Now we've got Xavier Brown. Xavier, thank you so much for coming on. It's nice to meet you. My name is Luke, and I followed your journey originally at Roman Catholic. That's where I saw you for the first time. You go to St. Joe's, Oklahoma. What is your journey with the Rumph been like? How long have you been coming to the Rumph, and what's it been like for you?
It started kind of when I was 11. Justin Scott, my stepdad, came into my life and connected me with all of his friends. I started playing recreation ball with Sharif Hanford, Sharif Bryant at 11. So that's my first memories of Rumph, just knowing the name. And then like years after that, I started coming around to the Rumph Classic, helping out. So I've kind of been here for a minute now.
Yeah. Now you're already a big name in Philadelphia basketball. What has it been like seeing an event like the Rumph Classic where so many faces come together from this area? It shows you how much talent is around here.
Yeah, it's great. I love it because you get to see all the professionals play in one gym. You know, like all the Philly guys, and even like the surrounding areas, just because we don't get to see them when they're overseas as much as we want to. So when they come here, I'm excited to sit down and watch.
Yeah. Now, take me through your basketball journey. I knew you from Roman, but take me back to the beginning. What got you into basketball, and now take me through all the way to where you are right now?
My dad got me into basketball, just playing the ball in my hand, teach me everything. I used to play AAU with Philly Triple Threat, and then playing rec ball with Annual Rumph, and then Justin came into my life. And then middle school, high school now, Roman Catholic, you know, just playing for a great program, a great school, you know, their history there is remarkable. And then going to St. Joe's with my stepdad, and now Oklahoma. It's been a long journey, but it's also just getting started. Just a lot of hard work, and just great people around me, my parents, and then everybody here played a part in my journey. So
Yeah, so now you're a Philly guy. What's it been like now, that transition to Oklahoma? What's it been like for you? A whole different part of the country. What's it been like?
It's been good, you know. It's been smooth, especially having my family out there, but it's just basketball, so it's been good. I've been working hard, just taking it one day at a time, but never forgetting Philly at all. So,
Never.
yeah.
Now, you've been coming to the Rumph a long time. Do you have any favorite memories from your time watching and just taking it all in over these years?
One that always stuck out to me is that Lou Will game. He had like 60.
Yeah,
He didn't even break a sweat. But like I remember at one point I was a big Tatum fan. Jalen Brunson, that was cool. And then just always seeing the Philly guys like not friends, but the people that are older than me, classes ahead of me, like even now, like Rasul, Tone Card, Daquan, the LOE, the Rumph teams, all the teams, honestly, it's just fun to see all the talent, so you know.
Yeah, and of course, I want to talk about the impact that they make off the floor in the basketball world. They're getting defibrillators into these rec centers, giving youth heart screenings. How important are those things for kids coming up? Because you don't know when you have these things. So when you get these tests for free, they provide and help out. What does that do for a community?
No, it does a lot. take care of everything else.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you and your time as we continue here at day 2 of the Rumph Classic. Here, Xavier, you can put that down. You can get over and get back to the games. Thank you so much. Appreciate you as we continue here at the Rumph Classic. Once again, Luke Meli with you all here for night 2 of the action. As we will continue to get more guests up here with me. We've got one of the stars of the show, Sammy Givens, is on his way here to join me as Xavier Brown just steps off. Now, Sammy Givens, a part of the Rumph Center squad, played here at Drexel and Overseas Pro. He's got the resume way more than enough to be here on this show here for night 2 of the Rumph Live action as he gets situated. We're awaiting game 2 behind us. We've got more talent out on the floor. We saw the losers bracket game earlier with the Rumph Center winning by 2 over Rec 6. Now we will move into a couple of winners brackets games today. Again, it's double elimination here at the Rumph Center. So now we are joined by Sammy Givens. Sammy, it's nice to meet you. I'm Luke.
Hey,
Thank
how
you
you
so
doing?
much for coming on.
No
and
problem.
Sammy, you are a Rumph Center legend. Can you tell me about your introduction to the Rumph? Way back when you got started, when you got involved.
Well, I was introduced to the Rumph when I was in middle school, to be honest with you. So the city had local area rec centers, and they all composed of teams, and everybody in the city played each other. You went to each other neighborhood. So they started at Mallory, and I've been playing at Mallory for a long time. And when I was a kid, when they started in 2006, I was in high school. So, I had to go watch and things like that. But after college and I got my opportunity, I couldn't wait to play.
And now, what's the growth been like? Because you saw it at Mallory. Guys have been telling me that have been there all this time that you couldn't even see the sidelines back then. The fans were just so into it. Can you tell me about the growth you've seen of the Rumph Classic?
The progression of the Rumph is so great for the city that you can see the support, you can see the people, and not only just the people, but the guys that make it to the NBA and overseas and things like that come back and support, and then they bring their friends and colleagues and everybody like that to come back. It's just great, man, because it's a good cause. Unfortunately, guys like Danny Rumph and Hank Gaddis had to be the foundation for it. But unfortunately, the guys that work at Mike Morag, Justin Scott, and Sharif Bray, and guys like that, and Sharif Hanford, they do a good job of letting the city know that they're here to help and the next bright star, so that by doing heart checks, EKG checks, and everything like that, so to help the guys and help the young kids and develop them and understand that we got their back.
And that's what I want to get into, the impact off the floor that the Rumph Foundation does with getting the defibrillators into those rec centers, those free screenings you just talked about. How important are those types of things for especially the kids coming up in the basketball world?
Well, it's great because you got a lot of kids that are in disenfranchised situations and neighborhoods, and they don't have the support or the option to go get those checks. So those checks are very much needed and really appreciated throughout the neighborhoods in Philadelphia.
It's really important. Again, go to the doctors. We've been talking about it with these guests. It's so important. The Rumph Classic does such a great job. Now, Sammy, you were just out on the floor.
Yes.
Tell me about the action down there. We were able to catch the final seconds.
Right.
We weren't watching the whole game. Can you take me through what this game was like?
This game is playing against Rec 6 South Philly. They are a tough, grimy, gritty team. And they play hard, and they bring it every time and every game and every night. So for us, we just want to go out there and play hard and play our game. And it came down to the wire, and we made the right plays. Like my guy making the right little screen to get open so that I can get him, and they had to foul him, and then going to the foul line and making a foul shot. So, and then playing tough defense and getting rebounds and making those little plays that add to a big win.
Yeah. What's it been like getting the chemistry at an event like this, where there's some guys you've known for a while, but other guys you might never have played with before? What has developing that chemistry been like?
It's you got to do it game by game, and game by game we're getting better. As you can see, we're getting to understand each other, know each other's sweet spot, and what we like to do, and understand each other's games. So with that, you gotta take it game by game. You hope that you get the first win and so you can progress.
Yes.
But if you take a L like we did the first night, you just know, hey, come back. We understand each other now. Let's get back to basics and do what we do, and we want to be fine.
All right, there's the mindset. Now, you said you've been coming here since just about the very beginning.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite memory or year that sticks out to you from the Rumph Classic? This is the 20th annual. We got 19 before this.
Man.
Anything that stick out the most?
All right, so I got 3, right? The first one was, I said Sharif Bray, and one of the earlier, they were playing against, I want to say, Marty Collins and another Philly legend. And Sharif Bray came down one-on-one and hit the game winner, and the crowd went crazy. That's That's one. Two, I played against Blue Magic a few years ago in the championship game. I made the three to tie it up, and then I came down and myself and I made the game-winning shot to win the championship. And then another one was when I was in the championship again. My teammate gets the steal, throws it, catches it from, saves it from out of bounds, throws it to my teammate for a game-winning layup, and we win it and go on to win the championship. So those are my three favorites. I'm sorry, I gotta have those.
So if we pull out your hand, how many rings do you have?
I got about three. I got about three. I'm looking good. Yeah, I'm trying to, but.
Well, Sammy, thank you so much for coming on today. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Continue success the rest of the way, man.
Yes, appreciate it. Thank you guys. You have a great day.
All right, it's time to get to our final guest of the night here at the live show of the Rumph Classic. It's Jesse Moses coming on the floor, an OG Rumpher here at the Rumph Classic. Jesse, thank you so much for coming on. Jesse, I'm Luke. It's nice to meet you. Again, thank you. So you were described to me as an OG Rumph kid.
Yes.
Can you tell me about your introduction to the Rumph and just how long you've been around it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I started coming, I think, 4th grade.
Wow.
I got introduced, I went to the South Camp, and they had flyers there. And then I got introduced there, and then Sharif is my stepdad, so I feel like I've just been around the game from then, and I've enjoyed it a lot.
Wow. Now, where did your love for basketball start? You've been around it seems, your whole life. Where did it begin?
Yeah, I started playing in 1st grade, but I didn't love it. My mom signed me up. And then our COVID year, I was in 5th grade, and the only thing I could do was play basketball.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've just been enjoying it from there. I've had a lot of fun. I feel like I fell in love with it.
That's great. And I was also told that you were playing, if you could just move that mic up just a tad, thank you. You were sitting on the bench with FOE when you were in middle school.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what that experience was like?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I feel like it was surreal. I feel like I didn't understand how important it was in the moment, but now looking back, I feel like I made connections of a lifetime.
Yeah, and you see all that high-level talent on the floor, but we need to let everybody know you are a high-level talent out on the floor. Top 10 recruit in the nation, class of 2027, transferring to IMG. Can you tell me about your basketball journey now through middle school? Now that you've been in it your whole life, what's it been like for you, getting this attention and being out there on the floor?
It's definitely crazy. I mean, I feel like from the start, I never think I'd be where I am now.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fun, enjoying the journey. I'm just excited to see what it holds in the future.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Before we wrap things up here with the Rumph, you've been around it most of your life. Do you have any memories that stick out to you? Anything that was maybe the best memory, whether it's a player or a year, anything that sticks out?
I think Tyrese Maxey. I think that was my favorite. I mean, he's such a good person and player. I was a little bit younger when he was here, but I still loved watching him. It was really good fit.
Yeah. Well, Jesse, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate your
Thank
time,
you.
and best of luck this upcoming year.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. So that's going to do it here for day 2 of the live show here at the Rumph Classic. Thank you so much for watching along here for our second night. We will have this show all 5 evenings here at the Rumph Classic. As game 2 is just getting underway, head over and watch that. Head to our socials at Rumph Classic to follow along with all the content we'll be getting out to you today. So for Allie and Ash behind the camera, I'm Luke Meli saying so long, and we'll see you tomorrow night.